Let's try this again. This is Codeweaver Plays Games. We're going to attempt to switch on over into my, there we go, gaming cam. And we're going to try to do some Quest 3 based run of the climb, or at least one or two of the mountains anyway. We'll see how far I get. Let's just make sure my audio level is good once we get into the game proper. We had a few issues with the desktop audio being like really, really loud. So let's see if we can't make an adjustment here. How's that look feeling on stream? That's far better. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with my diatribe one more time. This game was originally put out for the Rift. This is not geared in any way towards the Quest 3 in particular. By skin tone, pasty white probably. Sure.
Hey there, climber. Welcome to our touch controller tutorial. This one's for learning the basics. First, try looking around. Notice how your hands move with the position of your touch controllers.
Okay, so we're going through the tutorial again, I
As you climb,
guess.
you need to be aware of your stamina. The amount of stamina for each hand is displayed on the hand itself. Okay, to take hold of a grip, use your left or right grip control. Each control maps directly to the hands you see. The distance you are from the wall depends on how far your touch controllers are from your body. Try this out by moving your touch controllers backwards and forwards.
Okay, so that's full triggers to do the
The
grip.
hand that holds onto a grip loses stamina, while the one that is not holding gains stamina. While you lose stamina, you start to sweat.
And I have lost my video. Temporarily. Why have I lost my video? There we go, because it took me into tap on the side of the headset in order to be able to go into mixed reality. All right, so we're going to restart this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to hit restart. So this is not something geared towards the Quest 2. It was geared towards the Rift, but there is a PC version which has more enhancement than the sort of standalone Quest 2 builds might be able to manage. It's a very early game, but I really enjoy it. I wanted to test out my hardware. I also wanted to test out the link connectivity. I'm not going for a high performance game here, but I do want to test out how fluid the controllers feel and how well this game sort of operates on the advanced Quest 3. This is totally not a fair test. Now, I have done other videos talking about this game for the Quest 2, doing it via link, as well as the Quest Pro. I've done it on that as well, and so I'm going to talk sort of flashback to my experiences of that when I'm doing this. Why am I doing an older game? Just because I like it. It's really all there is to it.
Your heartbeat increases and your hands start to tremble.
Okay.
When your stamina is depleted, you will fall. You can improve stamina by chalking your hands. If your hands are chalked, your stamina drains slower and regains faster. Chalk your right hand by holding the chalk button and shaking the controller. A sound will inform you once chalking is complete.
Now, there is a button for me to reposition myself. I'll rewind left. I don't remember which button it is. Nope. That takes me out.
Chalk your right hand by holding the chalk button and shaking the controller. A sound will inform you once chalking is complete.
Do a recenter on this, reset view. I shouldn't have to do that by going outside of the game. I know there's an in-game mechanism for being able to do that, so that's fine. All right. Taking me a while. My head intersects with an object. Please move it up. Great. Okay. So this is where I actually want to be able to do that reset. I got to figure out how to do that in-game, but this will do for the moment until they tell me how to do that. So chalk. Re-chalk is
Chalk your left hand with the left chalk button. The
Right.
status of your chalk is displayed on each hand. Hold on to the grip again and see how stamina drains more slowly now. Grip with both hands to regain stamina. You must rest occasionally to regain stamina. Chalk depletes as you climb with every grip you touch. Less chalk means you lose stamina faster and regain it more slowly. Now look up and find the checkpoint flag. This shows you where the section ends. Great. Now try climbing higher. First, let's get to the save point. Hold on to a grip and push or pull yourself in the direction you want to move.
So I can say that, first of all, on this relatively low poly but incredibly fun game, my PC is doing well. The data stream, the link connection is doing well. I was a little worried that the Quest 3 would have much higher demands on its connection with the PC than the Quest 2 and Quest Pro did, but it's holding up quite well. Doesn't have a whole lot to push, but it's very fluid. I'm not getting any weird delays. It's working very well, actually. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So one of the things I recall is that if you grab with one hand but you only partially grip, you can actually get into this safety zone of gripping, the soft grip, where you can prevent the stamina loss. We'll have to see how well I remember how to play this. So I'm going to walk up to here. We're going to just hand over hand, and carry ourselves up.
You're doing really well. You've reached a save point. If you fall after this, we'll restart back here.
Okay. And the reason to understand how to do that partial grip is to be able to chalk more nicely. I'm noticing it
Some
feels...
grips are just out of reach. Try stretching your arms to get to this one. Holding a grip that's too far from your body can decrease stamina. You can also lean your body to get those really difficult grips.
Got it. So, a little bit of good physiotherapy too.
Some climbs are quite complex. If you get lost, press the hint button to see your route.
Okay.
Some climbs are quite complex. If you get lost, press the hint button to see your route.
Okay.
Huh. Looks like you need to get around this corner. Try leaning your body around it.
Ooh, that's a setting I want to change. What I want is, what that did for me is when I reached around the corner, it rotated me
Again,
forcibly
your body to look around the corner.
by changing the camera, which is not bad. Like, it's perfectly playable, and I played that
Some
way for a
grips
long
can
time.
only be reached by jumping. Press the jump button to leap in the direction you are looking.
Nope.
Remember, you need to release the grip button to grab the new grip. You also lose stamina by jumping or falling.
Now, I don't like using the jump button because it breaks me out of the immersion. I've had to use it once or twice, but I'm actually going to try doing this. Ah.
You can also jump by looking into the direction you want to go and pushing yourself off from the wall.
Yeah.
Release the hand you've pushed with and reach out to take another grip.
Now, it is
Before
based...
jumping, make sure your body is not too close to the wall.
It is based on the way you look and not the way you necessarily throw. There's a little bit of a thing there. So... Alright, practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, here we go.
You've reached the top. Now place both hands on the ledge and pull yourself up by pushing down both controllers. Congratulations! Remember, here at the checkpoint, we pause time until you are ready to move on. This tutorial is now complete.
Now, the tutorial doesn't have great visuals or anything. It's actually got to unlock everything all over again. I guess new hardware requires me... Oh, I did reinstall this on my PC, so I guess it hasn't tracked everything. It didn't preserve my successes when it's stored on the PC. Huh. When I play The Climb 2, that's entirely on headset. I should have all of this unlocked. But it doesn't matter. We're going to go through individual things anyway. Now, here's the thing. Sure, we'll start Zenba easy. The visuals on this should be better than the on headset version, on Quest 2 headset version of the Climb, the original. Which is kind of why I'm doing this, because I want to push my headset at least a little bit in the visuals department, even just for the display itself. This doesn't really tell us anything about the performance of the headset. That I'll be able to show a little bit more of when I do the Quest 2. The Climb 2 on the Quest 3. Now I have to say, as a comparison to the Quest Pro, the optics feel very good, but I'm going to do a side-by-side at some point. I'll pull the Quest Pro out of my closet and try to do a direct comparison on some titles. It's not really going to be fair to do it on this one because both of them will chew it for breakfast. I'm trying to look at the edge of my vision. The problem with the original Quest 2, I don't go as far back as the original Quest. The Quest 2 had, on the edges of the vision, it got quite a bit fuzzy, generally speaking, because they focused where you wanted the detail out in front of you. One of the things the Quest Pro did was it widened the range of higher fidelity display, and it also had an advanced mode where it was doing retinal tracking in order to have foveated rendering, basically render right where you're looking. Various people had different feelings about whether or not they succeeded in pulling that off. I think it was a technological tour de force. Whether or not it matters in practice, I don't know. The Quest 3, I don't believe, has foveated rendering. It certainly doesn't have eye tracking, so I guess that would stand to reason, right? But it does also appear to be clearer generally, like better resolution generally, a little bit wider vision, and the edges don't feel quite as decayed, or decayed at all, maybe, in terms of the visuals. So, at least not on this particular project, which admittedly is probably not rendering at super high resolutions to begin with. All right, so now no, that's rewinding. Is there a fast way to reposition myself? Nope. There it is. It's pressing down on the trigger button, does it? Okay, so that's how I do that in game. That's fine. And all that really does is basically recenter below my feet so that I can sort of get to the middle of my... Why was this tracking like that? That's very curious. As I shake the headset. So I can stand in the center of my room and then reposition where it thinks the center of the player should be beneath my feet. Because I'm entirely using my hands. Walking around doesn't matter too much. Oh, I was going to change that setting, wasn't I? Let's see if I can go and do that. Let's quit and come back into this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what the difference was. You saw me in the tutorial when I reached around and grabbed something around a corner. It rotated my camera abruptly. I actually want to rotate my body and get my legs involved a little bit. So I'm going to go into the options and change that. Now, this is personal preference. It doesn't really matter all that much, but... controls, please. No. Well, let's just crank all this up. Did I just crash everything by fiddling with the resolution scale? That's just dandy. It actually crashed out the program. I mean, it is an older game. Fiddling with various settings like that on technical gear, probably. Yes, come on.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Can you quickly get back into the game, please? 1, 2, 3, let's go. I'm pretty sure everybody's just seeing a black screen because the startup screen doesn't actually render into the window that I'm capturing. My apologies for that. We'll get right back into this as soon as we possibly can. Load faster, please. Apparently I'm out of practice streaming the Quest headset. Come on, go, go, go. Wow, the startup time on this is pretty intense. There we go. All right, let's go back into this. Can everybody see that at this point? Yes, it looks like it's rendering on stream correctly. Let's try one more time. Let's go back into this. Oh, well, it did update. I don't want to really risk fiddling with this at this point. I'll probably try to fiddle with that later. We're going to crank everything here as high as it'll go, because why would we not? Distant object optimization. I guess. Anti-aliasing, temporal, fine. I don't really want to fiddle with most of this. But where was that gameplay mechanism? Bonus indicator, show recenter warning. Maybe they didn't have that on Quest, on the Climb 1. I know we could do it on the Climb 2, readjust camera, show path. Huh. I'm gonna have to say I don't think they have that on here. It must have been a thing that they added on the Climb 2, and I just never noticed. Oh well, let's get right back into this because we've been delaying this forever. Here we go. Let's get right back into this. Let's see if we can't conquer this entire mountain. Easy, medium, and hard before I go to bed. Alright, here we go. Just hand over hand, that's all I'm doing with my physical hands. Some nice details, I love that. This is really quite beautiful. Not trying to go for any specific speed run. I'm just sort of taking a route and seeing where it goes. I could take one of several different routes. Actually, why don't we go that way? Let's, so we can go up and we can go down, we can go sideways. Let's leap over and see if we can grab them. So that puck, that little disc, tells you when you're in the safe zone of grabbing. It's nice to be able to do that without actually looking at it. I haven't quite got the knack of that. At least I haven't played this in a while, so let's brush you guys off? No. That's one of the things, by the way, they don't have on the standalone headset version, at least for the Climb 1. I don't remember what Climb 2. Primarily because, I don't know, they just, like, just little... the little critters and the like, just little things that take a little bit of extra fidelity. Now I can't really convey to you how wild it is to be grabbing a hold of this with my arms outstretched in my room and looking down. I literally feel like I'm hovering above a chasm. On a 2D screen, you just don't get this. I've said this every time that I go into this game and stream it for everyone, but you know, I can move my hands back and forth and it's like I'm swinging my body over an abyss. I feel the sensation of that height. Even though I'm standing on my apartment floor in my, computer room, I am above a great abyss. It's something else. VR is an experience. Yes, it's still arguably a bit of a. I'm not gonna say gimmick, although there is a certain aspect of it that is just gimmicky. But there's an immersion here that you just can't understand until you've done it at least once. Especially in something that has very much a world presence like this game. By that I mean, you know, a VR game that isn't an abstract, like walking on a chessboard or sitting at an office desk moving office pieces around. You know, that's definitely a thing, an important thing to be able to. I'm gonna hit my guardian, so I'm gonna step back a bit and recenter. There we go. All the office productivity stuff, all of that stuff will get migrated to VR eventually. It'll take a while. The primary reason it will take a while is not because it's not necessarily good, although you could make that argument. Oh my goodness. It isn't very good yet. Office, here we go. Crab, yep. Because we spent like 50 years designing user interfaces for dealing with office stuff in a 2D environment, and it's well suited to that. We're very optimized for dealing with that. We're not optimized for doing any of that in VR. It will probably eventually happen when these displays get good enough that you no longer need a main computer monitor. Just have a bunch of virtual ones floating in 3D space, and you get fast entry options like keyboards and the like translated into VR in a practical way, and I don't know when that's going to happen. It'll eventually happen. May take another 10 years. Hope it doesn't take that long, but where are we going? Do we have a route? Down. All right. I'm just doing hand over hand, just as if I were like holding onto this surface. And I can go up and over, and I can even backtrack on some of these paths. I don't have to follow the arrows. I can literally go where I want. But love it. So VR is in some ways still a little gimmicky, except for the enthusiasts. But the enthusiasts are what are going to drive it to getting out there and becoming more commonplace, and definitely the quest has been, the quest line has been in there for. Can I reach over and grab that? Oh, that's a hard reach. Hold on. Okay. I don't remember this. Have I like been playing this game for so long and I don't remember the writing on here? Leap and grab. I can't believe I pulled that off. Where was I going with that statement? The enthusiasts, the quest has been sort of, quest line has been instrumental in driving us into more of a mass market appeal, but it's still an expensive game system. I mean, VR just is generally expensive. I mean, not as expensive as a really powerful PC, but arguably not much more expensive, if at least on par with a lot of gaming systems. So, you know, it's suggesting I go back around this way. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, you can see the arrows. Here we go. And we're up. I'm not gonna get a major score out of that or anything. Oh, and I kind of clicked past it and didn't get to the view. Oh well, we're gonna go and do another one. The Quest 3 is a nice piece of kit. It's not necessarily the most powerful display, the most powerful processors, because a lot of kits are either actually a lot of standalone kits are usually pretty are weaker hardware wise than the Quest line is, but a lot of the really good gear is PC tethered in some way, and so you have the advantage of a very powerful PC, but then the cost of doing VR goes way up. So this is a great kit for getting a feel for really practically good VR on a decent budget, relatively speaking. Okay, how do we even get in here? Oh, I guess I have to do all of the ones that are in this. So that's Zenbei easy. What do we have to do to get out of this? Do I have to do a certain number? I can't remember how this works. I can't remember if I have to do a certain number of these climbs or do it at a certain rate or something. Well, let's find out. Let's do a faster climb, shall we? Okay, so anyway, that's my bloviating, all my bloviating about VR in general. I think it's going to be a very fascinating thing going forward. As it has been for a while. Okay. Now let's get down to brass tacks about the hardware I'm currently fiddling with. Okay. So, the controllers, they are not self-tracked like the Quest Pro. They are tracked by the headset. I like the idea of self-tracked controllers, but if you've got a fairly good view off of the headset of the controllers, can I guess I came up there last time, didn't I? Maybe. Can I? That was kind of fun. Now it's gonna make me leave back over here. Oh God! Grab. Almost lost my grab. Checkpoint. So they're not self-tracked, they require the headset to track them. That's the way the Quest 2 did it. The Quest 3 did it the same way because I guess self-tracked controllers are more expensive to produce and for perhaps dubious benefits, but I really liked it because you could take your controller, move it way behind your head out of scope, and it would still track properly because it didn't require the headset, but it required more power, more expensive to produce, and you can still use them with the Quest 3. I'm going to try that at some point, but check that out though. I mean, in a lot of cases you can fake it with the I guess the gyros that are in there. I have my hand way behind my head. There's no way the headset is tracking this. Yeah, there. It's kind of lost a little bit of the fidelity on tracking because it's having to try to fake what the controller's actually doing by way of gyros and the like. But it takes an awful lot of effort to get the controller in that position, at least for me, because I'm getting slightly inflexible. And the range at which it's actually tracking is actually pretty good. Actually see the shadow here. I wonder if we can... I'm impressed. I am really impressed. That feels almost like it's tracking, and I don't know if it's really tracking or if it's using a combination of IMUs and gyros to do that. That's really impressive, given I know these are not self-tracked. All right, you know what? Fair play. I do like the idea of self-tracked because they're harder to like trick them by like occluding them from the headset by covering them up or anything like that, but I have to say I'm really impressed. Very smooth. The tracking is very, very smooth. The visuals are very smooth. Again, this is not putting a lot of effort onto the headset. It's not that complicated a game. It's just a very well done game. It feels, for what it does, it's really smooth and delicious. In case anybody's in the chat, I doubt anybody is, but it is possible. I can't actually see the Twitch chat. I'd love it if VR got to the point where I could have this game as the main display, but have like a little heads-up display for a user controllable window, because I'd throw my Twitch chat in there if I could. Alas, again, this sort of comes down to the fact that this isn't a general computing device yet. You can't just launch, or it's, I'm not going to say you can't. but it's not normal to launch arbitrary apps in this thing. And so it's, you can throw up a web browser, but it's a singular app. Hopefully we get to the point in the general operating system for these devices that it is essentially Windows-esque in that it becomes a general purpose device. I'm gonna go up this way this time. Oh, we can go under. Alright, that's interesting. We're gonna go this way though. My hands are straining. I can feel the vibration they're putting in through the haptics saying, you are about to fall. Alright. Let's take a look at this vista. So when I'm standing up here, I have to be 1,000 feet above the ocean. I'm sure there's a measurement somewhere that can tell me how far I've climbed. 1,000 feet, several hundred meters above the ocean, way up the side of the mountain. And I'm looking down, and again, you don't get the sense of this on a 2D screen, but my head is facing down on this level platform, and that looks deep, that looks distant. If I were standing on this in real life, I would be very carefully steadying my legs because it would make me quite wobbly-kneed. Anyway, very pretty. So, did that unlock something? I did get a challenge accepted, but that wasn't a particularly fast. Requires advanced tutorial. That's what I'm missing. All right. Can we back out of this and do the advanced tutorial? That's what I'm missing in order to be able to do the rest of these. So I'm going to quickly doff my headset here and see, is there anybody actually in my chat? Nope, there is nobody, and that's totally fine.
First, let's get to the save point.
All right, save point it is. Here we go. Come on, grab, hand over hand. Just as if I'm working up a mountain. Here, I'm going to drop onto the other hand. Just let go with one.
Stamina by holding the trigger about halfway to max.
Yeah.
Try it until you find the correct range.
There it is. That's the little puck. It's sort of a half puck grab, I think I used to call this. It's trigger is about halfway down, and this is where you can hold indefinitely without burning up stamina. Right.
Crumbling grips won't hold for long, so make sure you know your path before starting.
Absolutely. All right, so these crumble. So grab. These are now. I'm feeling vibration in my controller as I grab those because
to get a secure grip.
That's what's
Down
going to
the
happen.
grab button and wipe off the dirt until the grip has been cleaned.
Okay.
Afterwards, you need to grab it again to get a grip.
Half puck grab to hold on. Hold that on my side. What do I have to do here? Oh, I have to sort of try to grab it, except instead of grabbing it, I'm brushing, and then I grab again. Right. Okay, so mechanic. Brush, brush, brush. Try to maintain that half puck grab thing going on.
Toxic grips affect your stamina in a negative way.
Okay, let's chalk up before we do this. So if I grab this, ow, instant stamina loss, but I can still do the half grab in order to be able to maintain what's left of it. Hand over hand, and up we go. Whoa!
Rewind button, once defined, to move yourself back to the last checkpoint.
Okay.
Let's do that now.
Okay. It's only on the one controller. Okay.
That's it. Well done. You've completed our advanced tutorial.
Sweet. Okay, so let's go back into the bay. Quickity quick, let's okay. Might not be able to do these until I've done, see, these are flashing now, so let's try the canyon. Let's try the easy and the canyon. Maybe we'll unlock some of these. I've totally forgotten how I unlock these, and I have to do it all again, but that's okay, because I kind of wanted to get back into doing this as a form of exercise and get myself back into using VR. I do this stuff for a living, as it turns out. Software development, some of which is in VR. And so, I have an actual work reason to be very familiar with what the hardware does And I keep forgetting how much of an experience it is. Wow. This is an early game. This is a decade old now. I want more of these. Developers for the climb, I want more of these. I will buy your next thing. Anyway, here we go. Oops. Yeah, okay, so reach up a little bit. That's a little tall for me, but hand over hand, that's all I'm doing. And just checking out the areas. Now there are also, and I haven't been looking for these, little cameras. They're sort of collectibles all over the mountain. And I probably, if I find them, I will use them. I will do them. But I'm not going to go looking for them on purpose. I'm just going to enjoy this. And on subsequent playthroughs, I'll be a little bit more, let's explore everything. So that feels like a sheer cliff. Like yeah. Just holding myself out over the abyss. I could never do this in real life. I mean, mad respect to those people who do this kind of thing in real life. I couldn't. Got a little bit of rock climbing on rock walls and just, you know, low to the ground, small cliff faces and the like. And I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I could actually do this. I think I would be wetting myself. So this is as close as I get, but it does get the arms moving. Let's not mince words. Once you start doing this at speed, especially on some of the more elaborate climbs, this can be a real workout. It's about as close as I'm ever getting. Brush that off. Achievement unlocked, grab that, and that. Oh, it all comes back to me. It's so beautiful. Oh, check that out. There's another route up there that I could not have spotted from down below. Where did I come across from? Right? Because... Alright, but I mean this, so I came up and over, I think, and I could have kept going up, but I ended up going down. So like they provided enough variation on this that, and some of them, I mean this is an easy mountain, but drop, there we go. This is an easy mountain, so the variable different paths, there's not going to be too much difficulty. Alright, can I... And get my hand out, ready to grab, and then throw. Right. If you prepare to grab before you launch yourself, you stand a much better chance of being able to get up there and catch. Don't try to start your grab en route. Easier to prepare the grab. Not always possible, but... Oh god. See, that's the thing, I'm not that tall. But it did allow me to grab that and a little bit of a leeway on distance for that first grab. I mean, how would you even get to this any other way except to come down here from above? I suppose you could leap from there using the leap button. Curious, right? Handholds that don't seem to have an explanation. It's a lot of fun though. Alright, here we go. We are doing the thing. Oh, and a fall. And that's a little terrifying. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, so if I go this way, I could. Ooh. It's a little enthusiastic. Interesting. Alright, down here. Ah, look at that. There is a route that takes us out over the arch, or there's a route that goes around the outside of the face. I'm gonna go up and over. Oh, hey, buddy. That's the thing, the wildlife in some of these really kind of drives home the point that you're just borrowing their mountain for a little while. Okay, so here's the thing. I can't reach that far. I don't have the arm width, so I'm gonna have to. Oh my god. All right, here we go. Ugh. Not big on bugs, but there you go. So there's no route up. I have to go. So this is an easy mountain, but they have a decided. I take back what I said earlier. There's a decidedly slightly more complicated route going on here. All right. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I think we go around the outside of this, and then we go down. No, very much not down. Oh yeah. It's one of the collectibles. Okay. Oh god, okay. Here we go. Alright. So I tried to do the leap. And the problem was I hit my head. So let's try that again. Okay, not what I wanted to grab. Oh god, okay. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that without hitting your head, to be honest. Because you can't go up. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Stand over hand. The actual, whoops, that's my head going into rock. It's just a warning you pulled your head up into the rock like that. They can't really logically stop you from doing that because all the ways they could stop you would probably cause weird camera jitter. So they just have to black it out. Okay. I'm not going to try to do a complicated leap, so I'm just going to hold my hand out like that and drop. Hand over hand. Hand over hand. I'd forgotten how much I love this game. It is arguably one of my favorite games in VR because it's a simple mechanic, but it does something that you just can't get through any other medium. Okay. Man, this gets the arms moving. I'm getting old. So this kind of thing is actually a pretty good little bit of physiotherapy. Oh. See, that's a lovely, lovely touch. Don't want to disturb the wildlife though. Ooh, that was a little bit dodgy. Check that out. You actually go either way around here. Now I'm going to be cocky and take the slightly more difficult route. Now those are all breakable, so I got to do this quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Survived your first crumbling grip. Yeah, right, okay. That one and then this one. That one and then this one. That one and then... They're having me go this way. Okay, that's fine. Now here, we grab this way? No. So that's one of the things that I was not fond of, is they did kind of directionalize some of these things. I'd love to have grabbed it from this side, but it won't let you. It's a minor thing. I think I get better on this incline too to some degree, but please go up. I can do that. But we can go this way, so I'm going to go this way. Hold on, it says, yeah, right. Check that out. I agree. Hey, buddy. Literally feels like a bird's flying overhead. No fooling. All right. So time score, flow score is how smooth you are doing it, like no breaks. You just keep going basically hand over hand. I'm not going to get a huge thing on that. I don't know what bonus score is. Maybe fancy stunts and the like. All right, done Canyon. Let's do one from north. Maybe we'll do one of each mountain if it lets us. And then I'll have to crash. Because it's a school night for me. I got work night for me. I got work in the morning. Nobody's showing up on chat. That's fine. All right. Check that out. All right, let's do the thing. Oh, it's not letting me grab that. It's letting me grab that though. Okay, so this has got, again, the easier mountain, but it does have more rules. One of those rules is that a lot of this stuff doesn't involve grabbing the mountain, but like batons and, oh my god, and things that wobble, because that's not freaky as heck. All right, here we go. I can't do this in real life. Arms aren't quite strong enough. Oh, that's nice. You can actually grab the edges. Okay, good touch. All right, here we go. Now here, I have my hand way the heck back here grabbing this behind my head, and it behaved itself quite nicely. Let's do a little chalk up here. Where do I even go from here? Is it just across to here? I guess it is. A little bit more advanced than the other mountains just because of the fact that it's not always nicely colored which areas are grippable because of the snow, or at least it's a little bit more obscured. That's all right though. Oh, hey buddy. Hey. Can I share your mountain for a bit? Oh. Ooh. Okay, we're going down. Hand over hand. Hand over hand. Okay, can't grab that one or that. There, we grab that. Up. So that's something we can brush off. That's super interesting. almost makes me feel like they once had a route that went up there that you could only get to. If you brush this off and flung yourself. So I'm gonna risk. Or not. That would have been brilliant. Just having a way to throw yourself from that rock face upward. Just as an alternate and very advanced sort of route. Okay, this one I have to throw myself though. Oh, it's balancing me. No, alright. Okay, so the game doesn't really have legs. And so whenever you launch yourself at a rock face, it kind of has to fake all of that. Alright. Up. Oh, come on, grab. Grab. Nope. Ran out of stamina on both hands more or less at the same time, so not great. Okay. Let's try this. Alright, so swing out instead. A little bit more of a straight line. Not launch myself upward, but sort of outward and then back in. Runs the risk of me throwing myself right off the mountain. Oh! But okay. Wah. My head in a beam for a second. Alright. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, you're super cute. I'm glad you feel safe over in your little nook. Almost lost it there. There we go, all chalked up. I keep trying to chalk while I'm moving, but unfortunately that means my hands are often sort of behind me when I do it, and if I'm not looking at the puck, I have to judge how far I'm pointing down the trigger, and I occasionally screw that up. Okay. Let's get a path. Alright. Your suggested path takes me down this way. Okay, drop onto that, reach over to that. Down. Alright. Wow. Wouldn't want to get lost, fall into that, they'd never find the body. Hi. Alright. Can I reach? No. Oh. Because that's not every kind of terrifying at every level. Okay, I can't reach over and grab that guy. I have to go down. Nope. Down here. Okay. Let's get chalked up. Hand over hand. What in the heck is that? I've never noticed that up there, and that's all kinds of wild. Okay. Oh, around the side here. Alright, well maybe we'll get up high enough and be able to look back on that. Okay. Hand over hand. And up. Something's gonna go wrong with this ladder. Or not. Hey buddy. Alright. Oh, look at that. Maybe I have seen that before. Anyway. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, if you stick this in your head, it'll black out as well. So you do have to get that up and over your head in order to safely do this. Whoa. Don't know which way to go. Let's go a little exploring. See, here's the thing, right? There's no other path that could have gotten you to there. So it's just there for exploring a little bit. Or catching on the way down if you make a mistake. Super interesting. Not every handhold is strictly prescriptive of where you need to go. Where am I going? Alright. Can't get it to ding anymore. That's unfortunate. Alright, here we go. Hand over hand. Probably another route that goes inside and around the back. I'm going a different way. So I have no idea where to go from here though. Go check that out. Oh, I guess this way. Ooh, I gotta go all the way over there. Alright. Oh my god. Okay. This is the easy mountain. In the Alps, granted, but I am taking a ridiculous route. It is definitely up. They want us to go. I think. Maybe not. Okay. I lost tracking on my controller there briefly. That might be one of those rare situations where the Quest Pro controller would have done a better job at maintaining the actual absolute tracking of my hands. Because I was up and way behind my head and trying to manipulate my position by going sideways. And if it's not tracking well, oh my god, that is so deep looking. Like that's airplane level height. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to try at some point, aside from testing the visual fidelity of the Quest 3, see how well stuff runs on it natively, eventually with, I don't know what title I'm going to use for that, but I'll find something interesting. That's something I can also run in the Quest Pro. At least the Quest Pro, if not the Quest 2. Yeah, I definitely want to be able to move my legs to go around corners instead of having to reef the camera. Just find it more immersive. Can't do that on this, I guess. Anyway, but I think what I will also try is to see if I can notice any difference in using the Quest Pro controllers on the Quest 3, because that is apparently something you can do. You mix and match a little bit of the hardware. Quest Pro was not completely well received, which is a bit of a shame because it had good gear. But a couple of features didn't really catch on, at least not in this iteration. And it was marketed not so much for the gamers, but for the office crowd, which didn't really embrace it, as far as I can tell. Alright. But it did have those awesome self-tracking controllers. Check that view out. Sort of a McMurdo or a Mudson base there. Oh my goodness. Like, they didn't have to do that, right? But it just brings your sense of self into this environment in a way. Like, that feels like there's a distant iceberg, land-bound iceberg, that ice wall. Crazy. Some distant audio of stuff calving, ice walls calving, or stuff coming down the mountain. Or is that a volcano? Oh, great, that's a volcano. That's charming. It must be in Iceland. Slightly odd moire patterning going on down there. Don't know if I ever saw that on the other headsets. Alright, let's hit the magic button. Let's go on to the final mountain. I think I can do one more. Getting back into this, feeling good. Alright, menu. I did the north. I didn't do the Alps yet. Alright, time to go into the old mine. Last one. I have to keep doing this. I've decided, like, I need to do exercisey sort of things. I'm not big on jogging. Kind of awkward to use a bike around this environment, although I could if I, got in better shape, I guess. Get myself a bike though. If I got this gear anyway. I said that the last time I did this and I didn't keep it up. I have to keep it up. Oh, that's beautiful. It's one of the reasons why I like going back to Climb 1 is I don't think they had quite the sort of environmental fidelity they had. Climb 2. They didn't have quite the fidelity in Climb 2 for some of the little things like the fireflies. And I don't think these guys show up in the standalone version of Climb 1 that they put on there. Oh. That's a nice visual artifact. Actual outright glowing if you start to run out of stamina. Okay. Let's see if we can keep this moving smoothly. We won't, because I'll find something to distract me that's kind of pretty that I want to. Tiny little hole that leads down into open nothingness. Once again, they never find the body. Oh, hello. It's saying I can leap somewhere? Down there, maybe? I'm gonna fall here, but let's try it. Look down here. Oh my god. Wow, that's the alternate route that I found by throwing myself into space. That's nice. That was a bit of a thing. Where am I even trying to get to? Give me a path, please. Alright. Think about that pathfinding is it gives you a route. It doesn't necessarily give you Oh. Well, that's super weird. I came all the way around this only to come right back up to the original point. It's just a path that goes all the way around. That's a strange alternate path. But hey, why not, right? Can I grab that? Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, yeah, that is a grabbable. It's a little hard to see that grabbable surface because the bright sunlight is obscuring it a little bit. It's fine, it's just part of the challenge. To figure out how much of the slightly janky grabs. Oh my goodness. How many of the slightly janky grabs up are because of the controller tracking, and how much of it is just because they suck. Alright. Chalk me up. I appreciate the fact that they... Oh yeah, I didn't get it to ring. I appreciate the fact that while it's not perfectly solid, they did allow some sort of influence of that. They also didn't have to code that in, but it's just one of those nice immersiveness touches. Alright, where are we going? Where do you figure we're going? We're gonna go this way. Drop down to that hand over hand. Hi buddy, I didn't mean to spook you out of your spot. Reach for me. Arms don't work quite the way they used to. I heard a human voice there. Alright. Almost toppled over on my feet there. When you're up this high and manipulating yourself, or manipulating a world, if you will, that has this much depth to it. Vertigo is not an impossibility. Says I can go down into this direction, so let's actually take advantage of that. Oh, look at that, we get to go inside and above the stream bed. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, God, I mean, it feels like I'm above the stream bed, it really does. All right. Go up there? Maybe. Am I just going backwards around a path I meant to be going in the direction? Possibly. Lost stamina on both my hands. Yeah, I'm just coming basically back around again. I'm gonna go back this way. But I went right round the sort of central pillar. You can go anywhere you like in this. Switch hands. Over to here, switch hands. A small grip. Up. Fling, grab. It says to go that way, and so I'm going to do the exact opposite. So that's the thing, right? Oh, check that out. There's no reason to be over here except maybe if there's something hidden here to find. There's no other paths that lead down here. Every so often there's a sneaky path. I don't think there is in this case. Fling, grab, grab, grab. Skydivers, must be skydivers. Hand over hand. Easy as it please. Onward and upward. Higher the fewer. Okay, across. Now if you're going for a speed run, you could have left all the way from there all the way over to here probably. Bypass that checkpoint. I'm not that crazy. Almost looks like it's a grabbable thing, right? Hand over hand. Till we get to, that's a thing. Alright. Alright. I can't get my head through that. Squirrel suit divers, maybe? Alright. Alright. Hey. Collectibles, again. There's quite a few of them on the mountains, I'm given to understand. I found a lot of them in the past. I haven't managed to find all of them. I don't remember where any of them are. I was crabbing myself back and forth across this. This is fun. Anything around here? Kind of. But nothing further over. smiley face, thanks. Oh, I'm climbing a, what do they call this, a chimney or something? No, it's not quite a chimney, but it's a...
Woohoo! Yeah!
That really soft orange light that you get at sunset, especially when you're in the mountains, because it happens to only paint certain aspects of the landscape, is quite evident here. It's quite pretty. I can say, having experienced this on high resolution devices like the Quest 3 or whatever, the background there could be more detailed. Of course, back on the Rift, they didn't have that kind of detail in the lenses themselves. And so they didn't have to put in that detail. And of course, they're not necessarily going to retroactively go and have like the 4K whatever version of this for the Quest 3. So you know, this could be more detailed. Even what's right under my feet, my eyes should be good enough to see more of the grain of the wood here in real life. That being said, still very, very lovely. Right. I think there was a slightly better flow score on this one. Slightly better flow score on this one. All right. So we have done one of each of the four, which is quite the thing. Let's quickly check out progress. So this indicates, I guess, just piles and piles of statistics I don't really care about because I'm not really in it for that. And the gear just has changing skin tones and whatever, changing wristbands to something more custom if you like watches. I could change this to like oh, I like that because it's got a scrolling display on it. That's kind of funky. Yeah, I'll stick with that one. Watches. Let's go with the blue. And gloves. So you can put on gloves if you... Do I have one in here that kind of says me? Actually, I'm going to go with that one because it kind of matches the watch. It doesn't really match the band, but that's alright. I can dig it. So a wristband that has that kind of display in blue? Not really. Kind of like the handcuffs one. That's pretty hilarious. Hold on. That's cute, but I'm going to stick with that one. Anyway, I mean, it's not like we haven't played this game before, and I will keep playing this game again. So I'm going to go through all of these again on this hardware, although I may mix and match the controllers, like I said. I'm also going to try eventually to do a few games that have been more recent that push the fidelity up a little higher, at least Quest 2 level. Hopefully there's a game or two that have visual improvements that go all the way up to the Quest 3 level. Certainly, anything that is PC produced that allows for, like goes over link, but allows for variable resolution may be something I can take advantage of too. Well, I think that's all we have. Thanks so much for joining me on this little expedition. This has been... I am so out of practice doing this. This has been Codeweaver Plays Games. And I'll see you next stream.